What up, guys and gals? What we're going to be doing this time on Knight's Garage is getting rid of these roof rails. Thank the Lord. Come with me on my journey. Pick these up on the farm. Got the extra little clips here. They're a little extended for the front. It showed in the parts diagram they came with a bolt for up here, but it did not. So we'll see. We might have it in the vehicle. If not, then we'll simply just go buy some. But it's got all the seals here to seal itself up. The bottom of the rails here, it's got the seals and clips that it needs on it. So this should be fairly simple other than getting the headliner out. So let's start on that. So I'm gonna try to do this the easiest way possible and just pull the sides of the headliner down to get to what I need to. So first, when I pull these out of the way, it should just be clips. And then on the underside of this, geez, can't see anything. I'm turning the light on. All right, so on the underside of the visor here, I'm gonna pop these off. Probably take this out so we don't want to crinkle anything, but I want to have room to get my tools in because the roof rail is going to be just the other side of the airbag here that's going to be mounted up underneath this. So I want to be able to get this stuff down without having to remove all this stuff from the center. It should be fairly easy to do, especially considering I have the dual panoramic sunroof. Most people with a ST that's going to want to do this will probably have the sunroof. So these are pretty simple. They're just clipped on the side. You can see the clips. You get your pry tool, then pop this off, and then the other Torx is going to be on this, and the side piece here, you'll just pull this out and then up, and then you'll get it to this point. These right here are clips to keep this thing from smacking you in the face if your airbag comes out and gets deployed. But it's got this to grip, and if you'll look inside of here, you have to turn it one way and then turn it the other way, and those will come out. That's the easiest way to get those out. There's another one, if it'll focus, way down there at the bottom. Once you get those two out, that piece will just lift up out of there. Remember, it pushes down into here when you reinstall it to push into this. So remember that when you go to push this back in, the bottom goes in first, you push it forward, and then pop it up into these, to the clips that it goes into. So these two Torx are T15 Torx, and once you get them out, this side will just pull right out. This side's got a hook for the headlight, or for the sun visor. What I'm trying to think of here. So once you get that unhooked, you'll let it just drop down, and this right here is going to be the wire connector. So right there, past the tip of my tongue, you'll just, or thumb, come on. You'll just push that in and disconnect this. Make sure you don't lose this up in there. I would leave this dangling if I were you. On this side, it's gonna be the side pillar piece, and it should be simple. Just get your hands back in behind it and get it pulled back. Let's see if I can see. And trying to let you guys kind of see what's going on back there. It looks like it is hooked in from the top. So the bottom here needs to come out. I see a clip down here. All right, so it needs to pull from the bottom out. So let me pull that. I need both my hands. So those clips, this bottom piece pulls out first. And then I'll get you in here. There'll be an 8mm bolt right there. I've already taken it out. It goes in the bottom side of this, and that'll pull out. And then you have your grab handle in the back. You'll just get underneath the edge of this, and that pulls out. And there's a 10mm bolt right there. There's a 10mm bolt right there. Once you get those two out, this whole piece should come right out. Once you get those two out, the grab handle will come off. There it is, and this whole piece will come out. And just remember, when you put this back on, to line this stuff up properly with the bolt for the seatbelt there, where this right here will line up to be able to move your seatbelt up and down. Make sure all that latch gets lined up when you put it back together. All right, so lessons learned. this doesn't pop out from this side. It pops from the top and swings down and reveals this, probably another T15. So instead of trying to remove this clip, I just removed the light. You just got on either side the metal clips that are inside the light. Just remember that this wire goes through this piece. And then you can get it down just like that. Those are the bolts we're gonna be removing right there. All right, continue on to this panel. So you should be able to just, that was the magnets. Get behind this. Oh, clips just like that, look at that. I'll have to get my tool in there because it's already stressing the plastic. So for this piece here, there's gonna be, you pull this out just far enough. There's an 8mm bolt at the bottom of this, but I really don't want to take this full bottom panel out. So I've got it pulled back. The back side is magnets. You can see one right there and there. This clip, you want to get something back behind this to pull this instead of prying from the side. So that started stressing the plastic. So be careful with that one because it doesn't like being pulled on. And I'm not going to take the whole piece out. I'm going to try to get away with doing this instead of having to take this whole bottom part off right here. I pulled this piece and it's kind of pulled off, surprisingly enough. At the top, it's got these two difficult metal ones, but I guess, I mean, it's not, those are kind of pushed in. Anyway, it came off pretty easy. Those right there are metal ones also. I mean, those came out fairly easy. Got the clips around the bottom. This is what it looks like where those go in. You can, if you got the 14 speaker, I think both of them have this speaker right here. You can unplug that to get the tension off of the wire. And then this side is pretty much down. I have a couple little clips here and there. But for the most part, this right here is going to be down and out, ready to go. Let's see, what was that? Oh, it's got whatever this plastic thing is right here. I have to get it popped out. I get a metal prise tool and then I'll just glue that back down. No big deal. And then on this side, same thing. I get a metal pry tool on that, on the plastic part, and pry that out. So this is what I'm working with here. It's got magnets across the front, pretty much all the way around the sunroof opening is just magnets on the headliner. And when I dropped it down, this piece that covers all your forward camera and all that stuff just kind of popped off when the front fell. And I did not have to take out that center, but I did go ahead and unplug all of that stuff. I guess we'll find out if it's good to do so. I mean, I'm not moving any of it. I just unplug it and I'm gonna plug it back in. If I would have known, I probably still wouldn't have disconnected the battery, but just to be safe, you probably need to disconnect the battery for this, just in case. I have 4Scan and I can clear anything that pops up. But this is what we're working with. All right, so I'll show you from this side. All of the silver, like that one, and let's see, there's another one, but it's behind the airbag there. And then towards the back, there's some silver ones. Let's see. This is better. All the silver little nuts there. And there's some back going that way. Those are what's going to come out to remove the bars here. You can see back in the back, there's one right there, and there's one right there. So those hold in the rails. Appear to be 10mm. I'm gonna go ahead and get a wrench and remove those bad boys. Okay, so I've got all those nuts off. That's all that they were. There's I believe 4 or 5 of them. So just all the silver ones that you see. They're all 10mm. So now I've got that part off over there. So this at the back, you learning from me, you pull up on the front of this and it unclips out of all this. And then you have this one stubborn clip in the back. So you see how it clips pushing forward. What I did was I just popped it back like that and got it unclipped off of this trim piece. And then the rear hatch. Go ahead and put the rear hatch further down and lift it out. You can see exactly what I'm talking about here. That's that pop right there. It's almost impossible to get to until you get this off the way I got this one off. And I actually broke the other side, the plastic pop rivet thing that goes in there for the other side. So I have to buy one of those. So once you get those pieces off, you can just simply pull up. And that's where all your screws are. Now here, there's gonna be an adhesive piece right here that's stuck. And then on the front, there's that one pop clip. You gotta get both hands onto the roof rail up here. Pull that one little clip up. I think I can do it with one hand. I don't want to pull this up and not be able to catch the back and scratch my paint. So I'll just pull up on it then show. So the clip that's back there is this bad boy. It clips with these right here. They kind of appear to be a one-time use clip, but if you can get that clip right there, and on the other side, there's another one right there, it'll unclip out of the metal. I couldn't really see this very well when it was on the car, but that's what it is. In the new roof rail back pieces there have this already on it and ready to go. So this is the short piece that you have to buy the longer ones. You've got this one bolt here. These 3 holes you would have to do something with if you didn't want to buy these pieces. They're like $30-something each. I'll have the part numbers for all this stuff listed in the website, but this stuff's fairly expensive. Like I said, that's why I bought this off the forum. So I'm going to take this one screw out here, or I should say bolt. Take this one bolt out and clean the inner part of this rail up, and all these parts where the bolts go through at, it's got foam to seal it up, so should be ready to go. All right, so this is where we are. I've got the new longer rail piece retainer in place. I've got these two like just kind of with the nut started. I went ahead and tightened this one, since once we get it on, there won't be no moving this right here. Don't tighten this too much because it'll pick it all up off of that. And I got the sneaking suspicion that it's going to raise this rail up. It's going to make it look goofy. So make sure you don't over tighten this. I've cleaned the rails, and I've also cleaned them with alcohol and got them ready. This right here is where the old piece was glued down. There's no holes here. I couldn't get it all off. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I've got adhesive remover and stuff in there, or I could have kept rubbing it with alcohol. I'm not worried about it. It's just a foam stick. I've rubbed that down good with alcohol. It's going to stick everywhere, no problem. So everything's ready to go on both sides. Stand back and get a taste of what it's going to look like. Yeah, old sexy roof line. So let's go ahead and get these things up and on the vehicle. You can see these newer ones. They come with these little pull tabs that you have like this, to where you can pull the adhesive backing, like the pull the backing off of the adhesive, and then you just lay the rails in. So I'll go ahead and get that bad boy up there, and we'll see what it looks like on one side, and then we'll install the other side and pretty much reverse the process. Oh my, that looks so much better. Now these were coated with Carpro Deluxe to make them stay black like that. Make them easy to clean. Water's gonna shoot right off of them. It's the same stuff that I used on all my plastics. Keep them looking great. Has UV protection, and it's a plastic ceramic coating on something like this that's textured. I know this is metal, but I did the rubber portion of the trim, the plastic tips, the plastic back, everything with it. And it looks great. All you have to do is, when you're putting the bolts and stuff on, start from the front, go towards the back. Right before you get to the adhesive parts in the center there, go ahead and pull the adhesive backing off. Make sure you start just before it and push down to keep everything nice and even. It looks so much better. Bam. Oh yeah, much better. Well, now all we have to do is reverse the process of putting everything back together. Make sure that you double, triple check all your connections for all of your front camera stuff when you put it back in. Probably a good idea for you to disconnect your battery if that's what you want to do. I hardly ever do it. I have ForeScan. If I run into problems, I'll let you guys know. I don't really foresee any. Be careful putting your headliner back in place. Make sure everything lines up properly. If you try to force it, you're going to wind up creasing, scratching, or tearing the headliner. And I'm willing to bet the headliner's a few $100 at minimum. You know, $300 or $400 for this thing, if not more than that. Being that it's so long, it's got air conditioner vents and everything else in it, I wouldn't doubt that the headliner being $1,000. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate every one of you guys and gals out there that watch. Peep the black ST badges for Performance Driving School. Awesome. Check it out if you haven't. I went to the Biltmore. Actually brought home the old trophy. So, but I'm rambling. That's removing the headliner and removing the roof rails and installing the slick top roof rails on a 2020 to 2023 Ford Explorer. This right here just so happens to be a ST, but it'd be much the same on other models. Thanks everybody for watching.